What's up YouTube? I'm back with another Haftarah tutorial again, and today we're going to be learning the after blessings of the Haftarah. If you saw my first video of this channel, I did a recording or a tutorial how to do the beginning blessings of the Haftarah. Now it's going to be a little bit trickier, and we're going to go over the ending blessings for the Haftarah. So leave a like, subscribe, and enjoy the rest of the video.
So if you guys saw my previous video, you would know that the Haftarah, before the blessing before reading the Haftarah, is a lot shorter and has notes. And this blessing is after the Haftarah, and it's a lot longer, and it doesn't have notes. And this is supposed to be chanted a specific way. And for beginners, it might be really hard to say or chant because there's no notes, there's no direction on how to chant it. But I'm going to give a tutorial on how to chant it right now. So this blessing also changes depending on what day the Haftarah is read, and I'll go into that just a tiny bit later into the video. But these 4 paragraphs remain the same, and I'm going to go very slow at first, and then I'm going to go faster, read it a little bit faster how I usually read it. I'm not going to say Hakel, Elokeinu, or Hashem as I mentioned in the previous video. I will usually say when I read it myself, but in this case, yeah, I'm practicing, and when I read it myself in front of in the shul, I'll say Hashem's name, or God's name, and right now I won't. So let's get started. Let's do a very slow verse. Baruch Ata Hashem Elokeinu Melech Haolam Tzur Kol Haolamim Tzadik Bechol Hadorot Hakel HaNe'eman HaOmer Ve'oseh Hamedaber Umekayem Shekol Devarav Emet Vatzedek Ne'eman Ata Hu Hashem Elokeinu V'ne'emanim Devarecha V'davar Echad Midvarecha Achor Lo Yashuv Rekam Ki Kel Melech Ne'eman V'rachaman Ata Baruch Ata Hashem Hakel HaNe'eman V'chol Devarav Rachem Al Tzion Ki Hi Beit Chayenu V'la'aluvat Nefesh Toshia. I would say Tisamach, but Bimheira V'yameinu, because it says Bimheira here. Baruch Ata Hashem Mesameach Tzion Bivaneham Samcheinu Hashem Elokeinu Be'elianu Hanavi Abdecha Uvmalchut Beit David Meshichecha Bimheira Yavo V'yagel Libeinu Al Kisolo Yeshev Zar Velo Inchalu Od Acherim Et Kivodo Ki Veshem Kadshecha Nishvatalo Shelo Yichve Nero Le'olam Va'ed Baruch Ata Hashem Magen David Al HaTorah. And by the way, before I continue actually, if it was a public fast day, Magen David, we're done. That's it. We're already preparing to put the Torah back, and then Mincha after that. But and then then Amidah, Mincha Amidah after that. But if it's Shabbat, which is usually read on Shabbat, most of the time it's read on Shabbat, we will add this extra paragraph And this paragraph will change depending on what day we read it, and I'll get into that after this. After I say this paragraph slow and then read this fast. Faster, relatively faster, how I usually read it. Al ha-Torah ve'al ha'avodah ve'al hanvi'im ve'al yom ha-Shabbat hazeh shenatata lanu Hashem Elokeinu likedusha v'limenucha lechavod u'tifaret al hakol Hashem Elokeinu anachnu modim lach umbarachim otach yiparach shimcha befi kol chai tamid le'olam va'ed baruch ata Hashem mekadesh ha-Shabbat. And that's how I end. But I was taught to end mekadesh ha-Shabbat. And either way you do it is fine. Nobody's going to call home or write home. Any way that you do it is fine. But now I'll do it a little bit faster, because if I did it this slow, then the entire show probably would be complaining, or the whole entire synagogue would probably be complaining that I do it too slow, and I wouldn't blame them if they did. But I'm going to do it a little bit faster how I usually do it. Baruch Ata Hashem Elokeinu melech haolam sur kol amim tzaddik l'chol adorot hakel hane'eman ha'omer ve'oseh ha'medaber m'kayim shekol devarav emet v'tzedek ne'eman atahu Hashem Elokeinu v'ne'emanim devarecha v'devarecha mivarecha achol lo yashuv reikam ki kel melech ne'eman v'rachaman ata baruch ata Hashem hakel hane'eman b'chol devarav rachem al Tzion ki hi beit chayenu v'la'aluvat nefesh toshiyav tisamach. I would say tisamach because that's what another blessed version of the blessing says. Bimheira v'yameinu baruch ata Hashem tisamech Tzion b'vaneha samcheinu Hashem Elokeinu ve'elianu anavi avdecha u'malchut beit David mishichecha B'meira yavo v'yagel libenu al kiso lo yeshev zar v'lo yinchalu od acharim et kevodo ki v'shem kadshecha nishbata lo shelo yichve nero le'olam va'ed baruch ata Hashem magen David al Torah ve'al avodah ve'al anvim ve'al hayom ha'shabbat hazeh shenatata lanu Hashem Elokeinu likedusha v'limenucha lechavod u'tifaret al hakol Hashem Elokeinu anachnu modim lach u'mvarchim otach yiparach shimcha befi kol chai tamid le'olam va'ed baruch ata Hashem mekadesh ha-Shabbat. Now, if it was Chol Moed and we had to chant this, the only difference is on Chol Moed Sukkot, we would chant this exactly the same. This blessing is the same, but we would add two more words after ha-Shabbat. We would do it like this: Tamid le'olam va'ed baruch ata Hashem mekadesh ha-Shabbat v'Yisrael v'hazmanim. And we would add two different words there. I'm not gonna show because I really can't find it, unfortunately, on the internet. But just add the Yisrael, the Hazmanim, when you are doing it on Chol Moed. And unfortunately, I can't find this one either. I was looking all over the internet for it for the Chagim, but I will just chant it, and it's not gonna be what's shown on the screen here. It's gonna be, if you pay attention to my webcam, you'll hear me chant it. I can't show it to you guys, but you'll at least hear me chant it how it's supposed to be chanted. So here it is. Al ha-Torah ve'al ha'avodah ve'al hanvi'im. On Shabbat we would say V'al Yom HaShabbat Hazeh. If there was no Shabbat, we would ignore it. But if a holiday falls on Shabbat, we say V'al Yom HaShabbat Hazeh. If not, we ignore it. V'al Yom. If it's Pesach, we say Chag HaMatzot Hazeh. If it's Shavuot, another holiday, we say Chag HaShavuot Hazeh. If we say Sukkot, another holiday, Chag HaSukkot Hazeh. On Shmini Atzeret Simchat Torah, we would say Shmini Atzeret HaChag Hazeh. V'al Yom Tov Mikra Kodesh Hazeh. Shenatata La'anu Hashem Elokeinu. On Shabbat we would say Likdusham Necha. If it's not Shabbat, ignore it. L'sason u'simcha lechavod u'tifaret ala kol Hashem Elokeinu anachnu modim lach uvarchim otach yipare shimcha befi kol chai tamid le'olam ba'ed baruch ata Hashem Mekadesh HaShabbat. When it's Shabbat, Mekadesh HaShabbat Yisrael V'Hazmanim. And when it's not Shabbat, we say Mekadesh Yisrael V'Hazmanim. And then we would end there. Now Rosh Hashanah is considered a little bit different because Rosh Hashanah is technically not considered a Chag. It is technically a Chag, but it's really our new year. It's the beginning of judgment, so there's a different blessing. For Haftarah, it's the beginning of the first of the 10 days of judgment that begins in the beginning of the year and ends on the Day of Atonement, which is Yom Kippur, or Yom Kippur. So, let's read this blessing, and I have it here so you guys can see. Al HaTorah ve'al Havodah ve'al Hanvi'im ve'al Yom HaShabbat Hazeh V'al Yom HaZikaron Hazeh Shenatata Lanu Hashem Elokeinu L'Kedusham Nucha. When it's Shabbat, of course, because Shabbat sometimes falls on Rosh Hashanah. L'Chavod U'Tifaret Ala Kol Hashem Elokeinu Anachnu Modim Lach Umvarchim Otach Yiparach Shimcha Befi Kol Chai Tamid Le'olam Va'ed Uvarcha emet v'kayam la'ad. Baruch ata Hashem melech al kol haaretz mekadesh HaShabbat v'Yisrael v'yom hazikaron. A little bit of a mouthful, but once you see Yom Kippur, it is going to be a whole mouthful, like 3 lines mouthful. So this blessing, ending blessing, is a little bit longer. This ending is a little bit longer than normal, but it is not as long as this. Now, welcome to the Yom Kippur blessing. And this blessing is a mouthful at the end. I will show you. Al HaTorah ve'al Havodah ve'al Hanvi'im. And sometimes Shabbat does fall on Yom Kippur, believe it or not. Ve'al Yom HaShabbat Hazeh V'al Yom HaKippurim Hazeh Shenatata Lanu Hashem Elokeinu. When it's Shabbat, L'Kedusham Nucha. When it's not, you ignore it. Limchila B'Silicha U'Chapara Lechavod U'Tifaret Al HaKol Hashem Elokeinu Anachnu Modim Lach Uvarchim Otach Yipara Shimcha Befi Kol Chai Tamid Le'olam Va'ed Uvarcha Emet V'Kayam La'ad. Baruch Ata Hashem Melech Mochem V'Solech Lavonoteinu Lavonot Amo Beit Yisrael Ma'avir Ashmoteinu B'chol Shana V'Shana Melech Al Kol Ha'aretz Mekadesh HaShabbat V'Yisrael V'Yom HaKippurim. I even tripped me up a little bit. You have to go a little bit faster on that because that is a mouthful to say. It's the hardest one to end on, and I don't. It's just a very tough one to end on. But that's it for the endings for the Haftarah. It really depends on what day it's read, but most of the time it's going to be the Shabbat one and the one that I mentioned in the beginning. Anyhow, have a great rest of your day, and as always, take it easy. Shalom. and goodbye.